Hello, this is Doth Nihilus. Today is let's just say it's the 20, let's just say it's, Thursday. But today is another day of the Thelemic Holy Season. So I wanted to do a video and a reading and discuss today's card, which is the moon. Now, the moon card has some significance that I wanted to highlight for you. But as you can see here, it's a really beautiful card. I love the artwork. Very much heavy in symbolism. You see here the fire in the background, at least I don't think that's fire, but you see the little I think yods popping up there. Anyways, so the first thing I wanted to highlight was that the trump attributed to the moon is also Atu 2, the priestess. She is the waxing moon and represents Luna in her higher aspect, that of forming a link between the human and the divine. The path of the priestess crosses the abyss and joins Tiphareth and Keter. So if I had a tree of life here, Tiphareth would be where your solar plexus is, if you're looking at your body. And that the priestess connects the abyss of Keter to Tiphareth. I'm just going by middle pillar diagram. Anyways, Atu 18, the moon, is a very different aspect of Luna, and the most cheerful thing I can think to say about this is it will change. And I'm reading this from Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. The moonlight of Atu 18 is that which illuminates the phantasmagoric. That's today's word. Phantasmagoric nightmares of all of us who cannot acknowledge the dark horrors of our own fears. So it reflects it's a reflection. It reflects the shadows that we fail to acknowledge within ourselves. And that is the point. One of the aspects of balancing all of the opposites within ourselves is we're supposed to balance both of the things that we do acknowledge about ourselves, but also the things that we don't want to acknowledge about ourselves. And so that's part of the process of doing that. Now, if you're wondering, on a side note, if you're wondering why I'm not wearing the red shirt, I didn't feel like wearing the red shirt, but I figured my Aleister Crowley shirt would suffice. So anyways, I digress. Anyways, so that is Crowley also assures the courageous seeker in his last words concerning this card. One is reminded of the mental echo of subconscious realization of that supreme inequity which mystics have constantly celebrated in their accounts of the dark night of the soul. But the best men, the true men, do not consider the matter in such terms at all. Whatever horrors may afflict the soul, whatever abominations may excite the loathing of the heart, whatever terrors may assail the mind, the answer is the same at every stage. How splendid is the adventure. So we shouldn't look at in the typical Judeo-Christian morale ethic. We're supposed to suppress our dark side. We're supposed to suppress the the sinful aspects of ourselves. And Crowley's saying, no, the only sin is restriction. The only thing that is antithetical to the law of Thelema and to this path is limiting yourself, limiting your aspects and those parts of yourself that are not accepted by social convention, whether that be your sexual expression, your gender identity, your, those parts of yourselves that you don't accept yourself. I mean, even your own ethnicity to some extent. I know some people, have expressed that they don't like their ethnicity, and that's well and fine. But you should not be judging yourself because of someone else's actions. Acknowledge that, acknowledge the history, completely, totally, but don't use that history as a way. Don't think of that history as a reflection of your own personal values or your own personal deeds. That said, there are parts of ourselves that we do not like, but Crowley says we shouldn't alienate those parts of ourselves. We shouldn't be fearful. Fear isn't freedom. Fear isn't liberty. Fear is control. And so if we allow our fears to control us, we are restricting ourselves. We are limiting ourselves. So that's my sermon for today, or whatever. But that said, let's get into it. In Nomine Babylon, collected Class A documents. This is the 6th chapter of Liber vel Lapidis Lazuli. So here we go. Thou wast a priestess, O my God, among the Druids, and we knew the powers of the oak. We made us a temple of stones in the shape of the universe, even as thou didst swear openly, and I concealed. There we performed many wonderful things by midnight. By the waning moon did we work. Over the plain came the atrocious cry of wolves. We answered, we hunted with the pack. We came even unto the new chapel, and thou didst bear away the holy Graal beneath thy druid vestments. Secretly and by stealth did we drink of the informing sacrament. Then a terrible disease seized upon the folk of the Grey Land, and we rejoiced. O my God, disguise thy glory. Come as a thief, and let us steal away the sacraments. In our groves, in our cloistral cells, in our honeycomb of happiness, let us drink, let us drink. It is the wine that tinges everything with the true tincture of infallible gold. There are deep secrets in these songs. It is not enough to hear the bird. To enjoy the song, he must be the bird. I am the bird, and thou art my song. O my glorious galloping God, thou reignest in the stars, thou drivest the constellations 7 abreast through the circus of nothingness. Thou gladiator God, I play upon mine harp, thou fightest the beasts and the flames. Thou takest thy joy in the music, and I in the fighting. Thou and I are beloved of the emperor. See, he has summoned us to the imperial dais. The night falls. It is a great orgy of worship and bliss. The night falls like a splendid cloak from the shoulders of a prince upon a slave. He rises a free man. Cast thou, O prophet, the cloak upon these slaves. A great night, and scarce fires therein, but freedom for the slave, that its glory shall encompass. So also I went down into the great, sad city. There dead Messalina bartered her crown for poison from the dead Locusta. There stood Caligula and smote the seas of forgetfulness. Who wast thou, O Caesar, that thou knewest God in an horse? For lo, we beheld the white horse of the Saxon engraven upon the earth, and we beheld the horses of the sea that flame about the old grey land, and the foam from their nostrils enlightens us. Ah, but I love thee, God. Thou art like a moon upon the ice world. Thou art like the dawn of the utmost snows upon the burnt up flats of the Tiger's land. By silence and by speech do I worship thee. But all is in vain. Only thy silence and thy speech that worship me avail. Wail, O ye folk of the grey land, for we have drunk your wine and left ye but the bitter dregs. Yet from these we will distill ye a liquor beyond the nectar of the gods. There is value in our tincture for a world of spice and gold. For our red powder of projection is beyond all possibilities. There are few men, there are enough. We shall be full of cupbearers, and the wine is not stinted. O dear my God, what a feast thou hast provided! Behold the lights and the flowers and the maidens. Taste of the wines and the cates and the splendid meats. Breathe in the perfumes and the clouds of little gods like wood nymphs that inhabit the nostrils. Feel with your whole body the glorious smoothness of the marble cooleth, the generous warmth of the sun and the slaves. Let the invisible inform all the devouring light of its disruptive vigor. Yea, all the world is split apart, as an old grey tree by the lightning. Come, O ye gods, and let us feast. Thou, O my darling, O my ceaseless sparrow god, my delight, my desire, my deceiver, come thou and chirp at my right hand. This was the tale of the memory of Al-Anin the priest, yea, of Al-Ain. This was the tale of the memory of Al-Ain the priest, yea, of Al-Anin the priest. All right. And that was chapter 6 of Lapidis Lazuli. I hope you're having a good Thelemic holy day today, and I will see you next time. Anyways, this is Doth Nihilus signing out, 156.93.